Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to go over a new Rosa gallery set and some new travel brushes that I purchased, and you're going to be getting my first impressions. I haven't used these and I haven't opened this, so let's get to it. Okay, so to begin with, I'm going to tell you my supplies that I'll be using. I'll be using these Rosa Gallery Romantic set. I picked this up off of Amazon, and I haven't even opened them yet. I was attracted by the beautiful botanicals on the front, and I thought, what a perfect set to have. You know, you can make botanicals and mixes with any of the Rosa Gallery sets, but these just, the colors really called to me. So they had titanium white, which I love, Naples yellow light, which I really like, Naples rose, cadmium yellow light, bright red, coral, I was really interested in that, magenta rose, lavender, violet, Aurelian green, that's a new color that I don't have, olive green, which I've used, mint, which is a really pretty minty green, cobalt turquoise, blue, which is phthalo blue, royal blue, which is a mix, ultramarine, yellow ochre, burnt sienna, sepia, warm gray, and neutral black. So let's just open this up and take a look at it. All I've seen is pictures on Amazon. I've had this for a while, but I haven't had a chance to use it. I have been taking some workshops and went to the PACE, you know, the Plein Air Convention and Expo. Found some really cool stuff there. Okay, so this is not a navy blue tin. This is a turquoise tin. It's got a few scratches on it, probably from shipping and the Amazon process. Nice tin. It doesn't go flat, but maybe it will. Got a swatch sheet, which I will use later, not this time. I'm going to swatch them in my painter's color diary. 100% cotton, 9x12. So I'll link all this stuff in the description below, and put links in the description. I'll put links in the description below, and I've got some other cool things to tell you too. So anyway, I wanted to have some really true colors on cotton paper, although this feels like cotton. It could be cellulose though. I don't know. We'll see. The colors are a little bit, you know, topsy-turvy in here. But we're going to go and we are going to put them in the order they say on the box. Okay, so they say titanium white, Naples yellow, Naples rose, cadmium, bright red, coral, magenta rose, lavender, violet, Aurelian green, olive green, mint, cobalt turquoise, blue, royal blue, ultramarine, yellow ochre, burnt sienna, sepia. I really like their sepia too. Warm gray, and neutral black. So, all right. So if you don't know already, if you've not seen my other videos, which I will leave a link of my Rosa Gallery video in the description below, but I really like their packaging because you don't have to unwrap the plastic and then unwrap the paper. So you just pull this off and pull up, and there's perforated edges, but it really doesn't stay, it doesn't tear perfectly every time. Most times it does not tear perfectly. But then you take it off, and you can keep this part. There's the barcode for the color. And the pigment information stays on one end. And the light fastness and the number. So this is 704 titanium white, PW6, light fastness of 3. And you just click it down in there. And let's see. I'll just put these to the side for right now, but I usually put them in a book, in a sketchbook. I have a Super Bee Aqua that I've started for different things. It's not precious to me, but it's a decent sketchbook. This is Naples Yellow. I'll show you again. Sometimes this little piece of wax paper will stick to here. And I've heard that other people have said just to put them in the freezer for a minute and that will come right off. You can also take this wax paper off and it will, the whole thing will stick to the, into your sketchbook. Okay, so I will get all these off and we'll come right back. Okay, so we'll test these. I'll start off with the number 8. And then if it's too big to do my swatching, which I don't think it will be, we'll size down to the number 6. These are sable hair, so you want to take really good care of these brushes. These brushes should last you the rest of your life if you're going to use travel brushes. So they do have a little bit of sizing in them, so I am going to clean them off. They feel good in the water. Yeah, they feel real good. Lots of snap. A few hairs came out. That's not the best thing in the world. And there's a third hair that came out. A fourth. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes it quits coming out and sometimes it don't. We'll just see. Okay, let's wet this number 6. Get that sizing out. That's one thing I really don't like about some brushes is when the hairs fall out. And it's usually a manufacturing thing. This has one coming out at the end. It doesn't seem to want to come out all the way, so I'm going to snip that off. It's just right there at the very end. Okay. That is a pet peeve of mine. I like it. If I'm going to pay big money for natural hair brushes, then I want them to act big money. So, all right, so I'm going to start off with the number 8. And I'm going to start off with the titanium white. This is PW6. I did not wet these paints. These are hand poured paints. They lift really easily and they go down just like a dream. I just really love Rosa Gallery paints. The pigment payoff is high. Let me go ahead and get more water out of this brush. And that titanium white, PW6, it is down. It looks good. It's just one layer. Okay, I think this number 8 is going to hold too much water for me to swatch effectively. I'm going to end up with a bunch of water on my page. So I'm going to use the number 6, see how that works. A little bit of water off of it. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Okay, the next color is Naples Yellow Light. Now I don't have enough water. You gotta have enough water to at least make the paint move. Naples Yellow Light. I love that. I just love these pastel. These are kind of pastel colors. Okay, the next one is, oh, that was PY42 and PW6. So it has a white pigment in it. Isn't that pretty? That's really pretty for skies. And the next one is Naples Rose. Oh, I love that too. These brushes, the jury's still out. The jury is still out. It's not, it doesn't have enough snap for me to do swatching with. I want to have a little bit more control. All right, so let's put those aside. I'm going to have to work with those in a different way, but for swatching, it's not going to work. Let's go back to my Princeton Aqua Elite, number 8 round. It's a tried but true. Tried but true. I left that brush in the water. It's a Royal Taklon brush. Didn't hurt it any. I was using it with Dr. P.H. Martin's white and was letting it soak off. So, okay, I'm going to use this one. It's kind of seen better days, but it's a tried but true. Number 8, round, Princeton Aqua Elite. Okay, now we're on to Cadmium Yellow Light. Isn't that Naples Rose pretty? Oh, that is so pretty. Yeah, I got more control. Cadmium Yellow Light, PY35. Nice. Very nice. Okay, now bright red. And this bright red has PO73, which is an orange pigment, and PR254. Let me zoom in just a little bit. That is gorgeous. That is so vivid. So pretty. All right, let's do another thing. Oh, this next color, coral. Let's wet the paper. That way we can see what the paint does. I should have did it on those. Okay, our next one's coral. It's PR4, PR2, and PW6. So the PR4 and the PR2, I'm not used to seeing, but look at it go. The flow on that's so pretty. And this is a really pretty color. Let me see what the light fastness of that is. It's a 3 light fast. I'm comparing it to, everything's a 3 light fast except for olive green. And everywhere I've seen olive green, it has been a lower light fast. So, oh, and violet. Violet's a 2. That's so pretty though. Wouldn't that be pretty for some flowers? Okay, let's do magenta rose. You know, I'm to the point to where, you know, I don't sell my work. I don't sell my paintings. But a lot of people do. And they're concerned about that, light fastness. But I don't. And if I like the color, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about light fastness. So here is magenta rose, PR122. Oh, that's so, these colors are so saturated. That just moves like a dream. I'm going to try something with this set. I think I'm going to try to do something from like a hydrangea, inspired by this. Okay, let's go back here to lavender. I'm going to start some memberships. So if you guys are interested in some perks, you don't have to. You can still get all this YouTube content for free, just like you always do. But there's a possibility, and I think that ads already being played on my channel, even though I don't get paid for them. But I might be getting paid for them here soon. So I wanted to have some free some content in a members only that would be ad free, and give you some perks. So if you're interested, there should be a join button, or it could be either a join or a sponsor, something like that. So if you see that, and check it out, and I'm going to put a post on my community page too. So check it out. If you're interested, cool. If you're not, that's cool too. And check me out on Instagram, because I'll be doing my communications over there too. That is so pretty. Lavender. That is a pretty lavender. I was watching an artist, Ian Stewart, do a painting at the Plein Air Convention, and he had a lavender that looked very similar to that. I think he was using Holbein, but by the time I got over to the Holbein booth, they was all sold out, because I guess everybody loved that lavender. So, okay, let's get this. Let me take this and wet the paper with this, because it was holding quite a bit of water. And I might be able to wet the paper easier with this and get an idea of what those bristle hairs will do. This sable is really, really soft. So keep that in mind if you want a sable brush. This is Violet, PV23. Oh my goodness. That's so intense. So intense. That lavender was PB29, PV3, and PW6. PV3 is a violet. Oh my goodness. That is a pretty violet. But the violet that's in lavender is not the same violet that's in PV23 violet. This next color is a Rolling Green, PY150 and PG7. I've never had this color from Rosa Gallery, or any brand, to be honest. Oh, that is so pretty. That PY150 makes it glow. It almost reminds me of Daniel Smith's Sap Green. Now I'm going to have to go look. Let me go look and I'll see. Okay. Yes, it is not quite like Daniel Smith's Sap Green, but it has two of the pigments, PY150 and PG7, and then Daniel Smith's Sap Green has PO48 in it, so an orange. So you could take a little bit of that coral and dull this down. That is really pretty. I really love that. Okay, let's go to olive green. Olive green is a nice landscape friendly green. Yeah, that is a really soft sable brush. It has PG17, PY1, and PBK7. So it has a black pigment. But it's granulating. It is a really nice green for landscapes and for leaves. Okay, this next color. Next color is Mint. I'm just going to use this. I can stay in the lines better. Watch, I'll say that and I'll go outside the lines. On my gold level, on my membership, I'm going to be doing some really cool things. So go over and check out the levels. And because I'm doing so much for my gold members, I'm only going to have 20 members in that gold level, so I can keep up. I don't want to start something that I can't keep up with. So here is Mint. It's PG7. It's a green pigment, and I think it's a phthalo, and PW6. Okay, this is really pretty. I think it's going to be really pretty. Oh, that's gorgeous. I am loving this palette. This is Cobalt Turquoise. And it is a single pigment, PB28. Now PB28, let's just take a look here. I am looking on AutoCano's website. And she has a really good, easy to follow PB28 Cobalt Blue. That's Daniel Smith's. So this Cobalt Turquoise, it's the same pigment. However, it's a little bit more green leaning than Cobalt Blue is. That I'm used to. So maybe it has to do with the cooking times. But anyway, that AutoCano, check her out if you're into pigments. I'm kind of a pigment nerd myself, so I kind of like to know what I'm getting. If I'm getting a green with one pigment or if I'm getting a green with 3 pigments, I like to know that, because when it comes to mixing, you will get mud if the more pigments you have in a color. Okay. Ooh, I love that Aurelian green. Here is blue, and it is PB15. That's a phthalo, so I expect it to be really bright and vivid, and it is. Oh my gosh, that is such a pretty phthalo. Pretty, pretty blue. It'll be a high tinting strength, won't need much of it. It'll be a staining color, hard to lift, but beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful color. PB15. Okay, here, the next one is ultramarine. Okay, so, wait a minute. I got 2 colors mixed up or forgot one. Okay, here's ultramarine. think I left one out. Oh, that's really pretty ultramarine. It's almost like an ultramarine deep. It's a beautiful ultramarine. I'm telling you, I'm really loving these Rosa Gallery paints. Okay, I did leave one out. So let me put it under here. Shoot, I tried so hard. Tried so hard to get it right. Okay, I missed royal blue. Royal. That micron is dead. That's too skinny. I think here's one. Royal blue. I had some microns, and I still haven't unpacked all my stuff from my trip, but they're pigment fine liners, and they're by Yasan. I'll link them in the description below. And you know, I think they're pretty good. I used them for probably 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. Sometimes, you know, like 2 of these will cost you $13, $14. So, yeah, they last for a long time, and that's probably the first one I threw away for, gosh, 2 years. PW6, and it's got PB29, PW6, and PW4. I tried so hard not to forget one, but that goes between blue and ultramarine. Darn it. Oh well. I really tried to get everything like it was in the pan. Okay, here it is. Royal blue. It's got a lot of white in it, and it kind of reminds me of a lavender. Darn it, I wet the wrong square. Okay, royal blue. That's, you know, in Daniel Smith, they have a lavender and they have a wisteria. And that kind of reminds me of that. So that's really pretty. That would be pretty for sky. Okay, so let's go back to the... I might use these 2 colors in a painting at the end of the video. So at the end of this swatching. All right, this is yellow ochre. And it's PY43 and PY42. And this yellow ochre has quite a bit of movement. Pretty. It's pretty yellow ochre. Here's burnt sienna. Oh, I got some in there. Okay, burnt sienna. There we go. All right. Here's that. Now, I have not wet these paints at all. Not at all. And I'm getting this really beautiful saturated color. Really pretty. That's a really pretty burnt sienna. I like a orange leaning burnt sienna. A really warm. It mixes really well with blues to make a nice dark. Okay, now let's do sepia. I like sepia in Rosa Gallery. Okay, here it is. It kind of reminds me not a neutral tint, in between a, I don't know. I like sepia. There's not too awful many people that do. I do like a burnt umber though, which is more chocolate brown than a sepia. So that's my only qualm. But you could mix the burnt sienna and the sepia. The sepia's got 3 pigments. The burnt sienna is PR 101. The sepia is PBR7, PBK7, and PR 177. That's a red pigment. I can see the black. I can see the brown. Maybe I can see the red. Okay. Warm gray. This is PR 254. That was in this bright red. PBK 7, black pigment, and PW6. This is going to be interesting. PR 254. Wonder if it's going to come off as a little bit purple. Kinda. Warm gray. If you think about it real hard, it could be like a... I can see the violet undertones in it. I don't know. Can you guys? Leave in the comments below if you think that that has a violet undertone. I can kind of see it. Okay, our last color is neutral black. And I like their neutral black. It's PB15:1, which is a blue, PBK7, black, and PR 177. So I can see this having a blue undertone. Almost, you could maybe use it as an indigo. Now it's pretty neutral, but look at that move. That's really nice. Isn't that pretty? That's just a really beautiful black. I love that. Let me see something. If I took that black, I'm mixing here. If I took that black and this blue, I could get a beautiful indigo. Oh yes, look at that. That's a really pretty color. Maybe just a little bit more blue. And that is a phthalo. There. Oh, yes. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful mixing qualities with Rosa Gallery. That is gorgeous. Gorgeous. All right. Let's do a couple other mixes to make sure it mixes as expected. Let's do PB29. Ultramarine. And burnt sienna. A little bit more blue. There, we got us a nice gray. Let's put it down here by the ultramarine. You can get you a dark, but when you mix two colors, especially the opposites, you're not going to get a real strong color of either one, and it's going to desaturate. So you're going to have to go a really creamy consistency to get a dark, to get real dark, or a saturated color, should I say. So you would have to take a lot of blue and a lot of burnt sienna in a really thick, creamy consistency cream, you know, like half and half, or heavy cream, to get that saturation of this neutral black, in my experience. Now, another good mix to get maybe of a cooler, you're going to get a darker with maybe a phthalo blue, and maybe with the sepia. You're going to have to use a little bit more sepia compared to the phthalo. And there you get a nice black. I'll put it under the sepia. Can you see? And because the phthalo is a stronger tinting strength, you can get a blacker black. Easier. Okay. Let's see. Let's try getting this Aureolin green. I'm really interested in this. Aureolin green. And I want to add just a little bit of, this has got that orange pigment in it. Maybe if I just dip my, take most of it off over here. And that will dull that down just a little bit. That's pretty. I've seen the change. But yet again, it desaturated it. So I just as soon, gosh, I'd just like to use the pure color out of everyone, because, you know, those muted colors, when you go to mixing, you get a muted version. So even with that violet, as dark as that violet is, let's take some of it. That would have been right here. Violet. So say you went to add some, opposite of purple is yellow. So say you added some of this Naples yellow, just to get like a muted violet. Naples yellow is not a real high staining color. But I'm thinking, okay, a really pretty muted purple. That's pretty. That's pretty. Okay. Next to, okay, say cadmium. Cadmium is strong. Stronger. And see, it's going to flip it to brown. So let's add a little bit more violet. Let's mix it with this green right here. That makes it pretty. But it desaturates it. But it makes it a really pretty muted purple. Okay, what else could we do? Let's make an orange. Okay, we've got this bright red, and we got cadmium yellow. So let's see if we can combine those two and make a really vivid orange. Cadmium yellow. It's cadmium yellow light, to be honest. And bright red. Makes a pretty orange. It's desaturated. It's not as strong as that, and it's not as strong as the cadmium, but it's a good one. It's a really pretty orange. Unlimited possibilities with this. Really, really nice set. So let's come right back and we'll go over and we'll do a painting with these colors inspired by this cover on the box. Okay, be right back. Okay, so to recap this video, I have done the Rosa Gallery Romantic Set. I love this set. I will leave links for these set in the description below. They are wonderful. I used a combination of this round Princeton Aqua Elite number 8. I used this Micron 05 and a Pentel 0.5 millimeter pencil for my drawing, and I picked up a couple other brushes, but they wasn't working for me, so I just put them down. So this turned out wonderful. I love these colors, especially this Naples Rose and Coral, Cad Yellow, Naples Yellow's Light. I really got into using the violet and the lavender and the cobalt turquoise. So let me show you a final painting of what I did. And I did have some fast footage of this. And I took inspiration, let me zoom out a little bit. I took inspiration from the box, and it's not exactly, but I thought, well, I'm going to do a hydrangea with all different colors in it. I used the violet, the cobalt turquoise, the magenta, the Naples yellow light, and the cad yellow, and these two greens. I used both greens, which was olive green and Aureolian green. They were beautiful. And then I just did a simple frame around it with violet mixed with a little bit of the lavender, just to give it a little bit of different kind of a pastel. And then I took magenta and went around into these little leaf shapes in the corners, and I think it looks pretty nice. So I'm going to work on this technique. I just splashed it in there and just kind of carved my shapes out, and then I did some negative painting, not a whole lot, and then I took my Micron and detailed the work, and I like it. I like it. What do you think? What do you think of these colors? I really like them. So I love this set, and I got wet paint here, but I can show you. It's a turquoise box, and I like the box too. So that's it. What do you think? So I will let you go, and we will see you in another video. Talk to you later. Bye. Love the Rosa Gallery paints.